All right. See if I've got everything going here. I've got my mic going. Yeah, it should be all set. So click go live here. Good. Well, good evening, everybody. I hope that your Monday was well. And if you have the day off tomorrow, great. Good for you. And uh, real quick early shout out for the veterans that might be watching this or any of my friends. Enjoy the day. Trust me, I know you've earned it. I respect that immensely. Hopefully, you're able to go out and enjoy your day tomorrow. Briefly, I'm going to just kind of hit a couple topics and then we're going to dive off into some real estate stuff. Um, Spent this past weekend around other entrepreneurs, and while it's not necessarily the space that I'm in, it was great being around other people that are starting businesses that don't necessarily go hand in hand with what I do exactly. Had some fantastic conversations. And all in all, the spirit of entrepreneurship is so great to watch people that honestly, whether you're starting just grassroots with nothing all the way up to, having $1 million to start with, taking that leap and having the courage to go out there and make it work. That's something that I can respect for anybody. It was a really great weekend. We were up in Tampa at a conference, and man, saw some people that looked to be really interesting, and even a couple that we'll see if it happens to go anywhere. Maybe some business opportunities. All right, on to the topic for tonight: tire kickers. And I'm going to say this respectfully. Actually, probably not going to say it respectfully. I'm going to say it, and either way, it's taken is what it is. I had a call. Well, and I get calls regularly, but today this is what the inspiration was from a realtor in back in Louisiana, and he was asking me. He said, "Hey, look, I've got some investors that they're looking for some hard money, private money. Is that something that you provide?" Why, yes, it is. So I'm like, all right, well, let's talk a little bit about the borrowers. What's their thing? And this agent, gotta love them, because we all had to start somewhere, and they are full of like hope about what these things are and what their clients can provide. The problem is he didn't know that they're setting him up. These clients are setting him up for a fool's errand. And by that, I mean that they're going to go out, they're going to do all this work, and these clients, they're not going to be able to buy. Mainly, he's asking, or the client is asking him to go out and find somebody that will loan them the money to buy these houses that are under $50,000 so that they can then own the property with no money out of pocket. I mean, I get it. I get it. Like we started with $6,000, right? And through the creativity, we were able to build portfolios. We also had reserves. We were also bankable, which means that we could go to the bank and we had credit scores. We had debt to income. We had income that would fade the note if the tenant stopped paying. For the first few properties, that's what they actually required. So we were able to qualify based on that. But these borrowers are really thinking that they're going to go get into a property with no money down, with hard money lending, which typical down payment is going to be about 20%. Uh, but thinking that they're just going to bring nothing down and then they're going to acquire these properties. So I explained to the agent, I said, man, look, unless they can show you proof of funds or go to an auntie that's going to, fund their down payment and co-sign or give personal guarantee on these notes, I don't know anybody that's going to touch them. And I'm an asset-based lender, right? That means that I'm looking at the asset. You don't necessarily have to be, a world-class operator for me to fund you. I work with first-time borrowers. Problem is, or the Difference is not the problem. It's a great thing. The borrowers have money to put down, right? They're not asking for 100% financing. That's one thing that I really started to think about. We're all tire kickers to some degree, right? And with that, I mean, until we have enough knowledge, information, or confidence to move forward with something, we're going to be, well, a little bit of a tire kicker. And I say that in the sense that we're looking at we're looking at some cabins in Tennessee right now. And I'm really optimistic that we're going to buy one, if not two. And one of the great things about this is that this is going to be all done with tax deferred income. So at least that's the hope. But during this time, I'm in the information gathering stage. I'm going out and I'm collecting all this information. So to somebody, I might seem like a tire kicker. You see, the reason why I'm gathering the information is because I am planning to execute. And to do that, I have to have my knowledge. So I'm going around, I'm learning the market. What's the average price per square foot? How long are these cabins sitting on the market before they trade? What are the last 12 months of financials? Because if you've ever if you have ever looked, that's the word that I'm looking for. If you've ever looked at any of these properties, any income generating property that's marketed or pitched, they're going to be done in a way that is very favorable to the seller to justify their higher than normal asking price. Perfectly fine. It's my job as an investor to look for the holes in the boat. Where will this thing not float? And if it's not going to actually hit those numbers, like I've got one that I actually was doing some analysis on earlier today. It's a package of one or two if you want the discount, but they're overstating their income by 20%. The thing is, there's actually no income there for that 20% that they're stated. They only have X amount of financials, and they said that it was offline for a month and a half. Well, 2 months, but a month and a half it was offline being remodeled. It's a 2024 construction. So if you think about this, why would somebody remodel a 2024 construction and it's only 2025? So as you start to think about some of these things, you've got to really kind of be skeptical about the information that's presented to you. So to a realtor in passing in that market, whenever I'm sitting here and I'm asking these questions and I'm going back, they might think that I'm a tire kicker. And that's okay. Like I said, we all are to a certain point. One of the things that is the difference, like I explained to their agent that called me today, these people are tire kickers unless they can show you that they can execute and operate their deal. Have they showed you any proof of funds? Have they showed you any way that they can do anything aside from, we desire a rental property? I mean, yeah, good luck with that. I don't like to discourage somebody from going out and changing their life or making steps towards goals. I do prefer to set realistic expectations. And if you're going to go out here and you're going to knock out your first deal and you're going to do 100%, you better have some stellar assets to make that happen. Or find an owner finance deal, something that somebody would actually fund on, right? Because again, I'm an asset-based lender. And the only way that I would give somebody 100% funding is if they come over here and say that you are wanting to borrow $50,000, but the asset as it stands today needs nothing else, but it's worth $150,000. All right. When your loan is 3X in collateral, all right, we'll talk about some stuff, but you better bring me a hell of a deal. So maybe it's not a total waste of time for them to say that, but we're to have the goal of nothing down. Maybe I just discounted them being able to find the right deal. Maybe that's a learning opportunity for me. Anyway, I hope that everybody's doing great. TikTok, thanks for stopping in. I'm doing my Real Estate After Dark stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram right now. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or if you need anything, Alexis, good evening. Hope you're doing well. If anybody has any questions regarding to or related to real estate, I want you to just go ahead and pop that into the chat. You can also send me a DM if you have any of those questions. What I'll do is I'll probably like take them down and discuss them at a later time on a live. Be happy to address those kind of things. Um, TikTok, cool, good to see you. Hope it's going well. All right, and back to the stream. So I'm looking at. Let's see if I can share my screen here because with this overlay on StreamYard, it's a little bit different. But I'd like to see if I can show y'all this package here. All right, so it's not going to stream just yet, but I'm going to let you know. I've got two packages available, actually three. Two are on the market, and those are in Shreveport, Bossier, Louisiana. If you are looking for a portfolio purchase, I would encourage you contact me. I've got anything from let's see where are we at. I've got anything from 600,000. I've got another package that 974. Actually, it's probably going to be a little bit less than that because one property is under contract. He'll sell them individually or packaged on that one. But I've got one package for 600, one for 974, and another one for 3.58. If you are looking for cash flowing portfolios, I would encourage you check out Shreveport, Bossier, Louisiana. Happy to have a conversation with anybody. And past that, let's see, where are we at? We're 15 minutes into the stream. So yeah, I think that's really it. Just wanted to hop on. If people have questions, then I'll stick around. If not, cool. Have a great night. And it's actually going to be fantastic weather tonight. It's going to dip down into like the 40s. Tomorrow, the highs are going to be like 63. And tomorrow, there's going to be some gumbo made in Southwest Florida. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Stay warm wherever you're at. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out.